at Republeague on Instagram and liking the first post, following the account. You can do that while we play out our match. The pistol round between Eternal Fire and Virtus.Pro. Eternal Fire one map away from taking the biggest upset in this bracket possible. As we get to it, they're on the T side start. VP on the defensive. It's a fast play into the B side, it seems.
Eternal Fire have been absolutely fantastic with the pistol rounds over the course of this event. They proved it in the last map too. Yakinda with the early contact knows what's going on. Eternal Fire just going to explode out from Monster.
Next foul with a kill onto Yakinda. Going to continue tapping onto the player over at Toxic. Spots out where Flit is, and he continues to tap on to do some damage. Not quite kills going away to CT Forces. It's 3 on the trot, 4 on the trot for Eternal Fire. Zentaris 2, Emor and Xlab with 1 apiece. James stands alone, the 1 on 5, and Emor lets him go no further than Graffiti. Sat here a little bit. Emor sees kicker. What a wonderful spray. A wonderful start. Almost converts to 2K. Buster trades it back, keeps it together for the time being. 4-on-4 scenario, and Calyx continues firing back, unable to connect the next couple of kills. Flashes forward for James, continues to press towards the mid control. Yakinda turns the advantage to VP. And I don't think they're going to go hunting either. If they do, then they're not really in great positions to do so. So VP get their first round, kind of by default in that one.
That seems to be the right read for VP. 3 on A. Actually, they're starting to rotate Flip back down to B, so they may have just been able to call the bluff just because it's been so silent.
Quick rotations all come back, but James and Co are going to be suppressed back here. Yakinda does find that first kill in that long, and James sees the shadows, does not get away with the kill. Emor trades it, Flit gets ahead of the smoke, and Yakinda knows he's pretty much safe here. Flit's on 2 points of health. A third man in the back of the site here to join the defensive. Flit goes down to the nades. 2 kills pouring in, third frag involved. Yakinda just doesn't get anything out of this, and Buster falls just as quickly. Eternal Fire are on fire. Fnatic, Big, Gambit, Virtus.Pro now, like, you want to list off all of them? Complexity, EG, although EG probably, you know.
No, you'd still put them in the conversation at some point, right?
Well, back then, yeah, when we saw them lose to, who was it when Tarek whiffed that shot on overpass appropriately enough? I can't remember. Yakinda told the defensive, or at least attempt to do so, but once again, Xfoul find him and James, and it just goes about as well as it has gone so far. Eternal Fire continuing to pick apart Virtus.Pro. Shot in for the AWP Flit. Hits Emor. Doesn't hit Xfloud. That allows Xfloud to get the kill. Leg shots and all. Nothing's going right for Virtus.Pro.
And they're all over them. This T side has been exceptional. It's had a bit of flair. It's had some pace. They've been able to over-rotate VP in a lot of these engagements. And
usually you take a look at those numbers, seeing him on 4 kills and be like, he's not doing good enough. But like you mentioned, he doesn't need to. And again, VP just yet to get started on this map.
Jeez.
Zentaris just domes Yakinda, and Eternal Fire clearly are hungry for this victory, and they are just picking apart VP as standard here. 2 casualties, no trade potential. James hoping for something past this smoke. Molotovs do go down to the divider. Keeping James at bay here in the bathrooms. He won't be able to extend out wide. He'll still hold the position.
Yeah, VP are in a position now where, what do you even do? 3v5, you don't have information, you don't really have a way into the round, you have to rely on some of these individuals to get some multi-frags, to hold down defenses, and for Eternal Fire, there's a pick that gets found for Zentaris peeking out from the fountain angle, and another pick for more out from Monster, and he's even going to go for another reface, does get punished this time around.
It's 1 kill to respond. Is there a trade for Eternal Fire? You can imagine they probably will be able to find something to that effect. Or is there more? The tank for Virtus.Pro. James with the orbs and Taurus leaning in. James just catch that flick. All important. 3 on 3 regained. Needs backup though, because there's a player walking out towards long. He's got a player at Pizza. Flit could catch this individual off guard. Incendiary go back instead. He falls away. James gets caught looking the wrong way. Xcloud still swings. Flit can find a responsive. Counter Molotov. Calyx is close and Kiko gets his head. Walks are going to last rotation back towards the B side. Bomb on his back, but 10 seconds remain to the clock, and you can see the CTs have already counted for this. I don't think he's going to get this down in time. I don't even think he can win the engagement. No, he's too late. Hold on to the orb. Save it. VP will find their second. Smoke and Mollies and Taurus leaning in towards connector. AWP of Woxic. AWP of James fires first. Doesn't even get the kill. It's Yakinda instead. It's a frag into the bathroom, an all-important pick. Emor, however, outside a monster, again finds a kill back of his own. Buster still sat here on short, finds his trade. Now got to focus entirely on Emor, and Zentaris catches him in the back as Buster's completely distracted. No idea there was more T-side players inbound, and now Flit drops in to water. Flashes go over, he should evade that, looks for a fight into X-Cloud, win that, not able to win the trade on Zentaris. Jane with the AWP peeking, and Zentaris finds him the same. A triple up for the man, showing the numbers that we expected him to do. And again, superseding Emor, who's not that far behind him. 1-on-2 for Yakinda. Smoke will clear. He sees Zentaris, but does not win that fight. And Eternal Fire just find themselves right back on track. 8-2 up. They've won the T-side half.
Now, I'm all for teams and players finding a lot of success in their career, Jay, but can I say, I love that Zentaris is back in the Tier 2 scene. Because when I think about him back in the day, just absolutely destroying all of the teams in those lower levels, this time around, though, he's so much more passive than he usually is.
Oh, James just lands on Emor, the shoulder given up. Took a lot of damage to get that kill in and start things off. Fit to follow suit on Zentaris. Flashes to try to catch the T-side players off. Calyx known to Yakinda, and Yakinda wins that next flight. Axfloud, last player standing out towards long. Smokes down to the site itself, but the bomb is in CT control. A bit more required all in all to try to bring this half back together here. Next time still looking for exit frags. He's got 20 seconds to the board and eventually will get caught off by Buster.
Might even see something quick, the B rush.
Why not? It's one thing they haven't done so far. Eternal Fire. VP to face, and Kick-Up will get the kill. It will burn alive to Emor's Molotov, and he's still out of monster here with flashbangs going over. He doesn't see the player behind the smoke. Buster can find an angle to work with. He sees the head, and Buster needs support from Flip, but he gets Emor in the end. A 2-for-1 trade. X-Flow caught next. Buster makes it a double. Yakinda comes in with support, and Buster will find a triple and all. Virtus.Pro finally springing back into life in their 4th round of the CT side.
It just feels like they've woken the beast now, going for some pace. Even Kick-It gets a 1-for-1. It's Buster just playing in and around that barrel smoke, getting so much impact.
You mentioned before, a bit of a punish pick coming in from Eternal Fire with VP not performing on the right foot. It seems that might have been the 200 IQ play of the series. Yakinda starts things off. Zentaris picked up first.
Now, they can open up the condor when James scopes in, and
Lovely.
There it is. That's exactly the play. They can close it back up. 5v3, Yakinda out from long, even finding further impact. Woxic and X-File haven't even been able to find a trade yet.
5-on-2 for them. Virtus.Pro. Mac and waiting as Woxic. X-Cloud start pushing into the bathrooms. What a shot from X-Cloud. Way back into the round for Eternal Fire. Working in towards that A default. 50 seconds if they're going to go. Have a little bit of time, but they've got to start thinking about going soon.
It all just comes down now to the next couple of contacts. AWP Jewel could be coming through if James starts focusing his attention back over to that left-hand side of the bathrooms. For the moment, though, he's pretty much just focused on long.
Yeah, Woxic trying to force him out, and he's just sat behind the signpost. Bit waiting, and now James swings, lands that flick. 2 kills to his name. X-Cloud now caught between a rock and a hard place, and I don't mean divider. Does find the second pick on James at least. The 30 seconds, 20 seconds I should say. Buster, he's got the next 1v1. X-Cloud struggles to win it, and eventually does go down. So, the pistol will go towards the T-side default out of monster, much slower Virtus.Pro by comparison to what Eternal Fire are going to do. And as Emor gives first contact, Yakinda can strike, draw first blood. Flit can back him up and bail him out. Calyx the full second. Zentaris works against X-Cloud on the rotations. X-Cloud's already there, but Yakinda takes his second pick of the round. Zentaris and Woxic now coming in from Graffiti. The bomb can go down, and Buster will get caught by Zentaris, finding his 14th frag of the game. Sees Yakinda as well. Doesn't find the pick against him. Flit now holding back at Water Cubby. 2 players in the back lines of the site will start to push forward, try to catch off the angles against Eternal Fire. Zentaris head seen, spammed up by Flit, struggles to get the kill, but comes up with a headshot in the end. And Woxic stands no chance as VP go 8 apiece. They play a bit more of a default. Meanwhile, Eternal Fire have started to act upon that. They, again, aren't going to overextend towards the short pipe. They have short control, and Zentaris is thinking about there might be an idea that there might be someone even underpass. Sees the shot away from Flit, and wins that fight. Does not win the follow-up.
It's a shame the timing was slightly off because Jane was still trying to get into reposition. Otherwise, they could have peaked together, and there was a way that VP lose no one in that one. Doesn't quite happen to the sort of the way they would have liked. And more getting flashed into con. He doesn't see anything. He could start going all the way to the end. He actually backs off. He doesn't want to go for that kind of a play.
Emor does find a pick on Yakinda and doubles up towards Buster, and just like that, Eternal Fire take all sorts of control. Quick swings at a sequence. Kicker and James. Players remain. Calyx will drop Kicker. So the AWP and the bomb.
Counter-terrorists win. Comic Sans. Gets me every time.
Theme is sick.
Yeah.
Run boost walks
okay.
it, catches Yakinda dead before he hits the floor, starts up for Eternal Fire again.
Jeez, that's not an easy shot. Anytime there's a run boost, you're typically just baiting the AWP, and even Woxic's going wider to get another face with the AWP. He's now turned it into a 5-on-3.
Try and drive them back out. A boost will try get set up to allow Flit a chance to pick them up if at all possible. Head up below. Looking around, sees where Calyx's head is. Can he get the headshot? He's looking for a better pixel. I don't think he can do so. Oh, he struggles with that one. The Molotov will force Calyx out of the way, and finally the kill comes in. But he takes a dink back for it.
It still takes damage, and even for a more off-angle out for the sandbags, beautiful shot coming through onto Flit, and so many rotations have come through. They're playing 3 on B, and VP are just cancelling, saying, yeah, they're going to rotate players over. We're in a 2v4. We don't have the util. Let's just hold on to our weapons. With the distraction, I don't even think the dink comes off onto Flair.
Minute and 30, and the AWP of Woxic is watching. Entrance to the park position. Yakinda takes face. M4 as Zentaris shuts him down immediately, kicks things off. Woxic follows suit. That's 2 casualties early on the round. Eternal Fire, 2-man advantage.
You can tell they've been working hard in the prac. Their protocols have been fantastic. Woxic peeking back in could get felled to James, but it's still a man advantage. You could just see the way they're peeking off one another, falling back, playing further passive. And for Eternal Fire, Zentara's actually starting to make at least a move forward. This might catch them off guard.
Smoke the position, bit of a gap there. Not like it really matters, though. They can only really check the divider corner. Zentaris will know that if there's a player posted out of that position, he can't really afford to force forward, so he'll just wait back at the entrance. Flower will see his teammate fall, will get a damage on the trade, but eventually find the trade on Kicker. So 3-on-2. Incendiary's out towards long, but Flit and James are both coming in for the mid control. Xcloud has one player already tagged up, will take face. Try pre-fire the position out towards the right-hand flower pot. Now second teammate joins the fray as James does get Xcloud, and Flit finds Emor in the return. It's a 1-on-1. Calyx versus Flit.
Oh, they just played it so aggressively for Eternal Fire. Wanted to try and create some chaos before that bomb gets down, and Flit's on for the clutch.
AK backed up, looking onto the dumpster entrance. Will keep his head tucked away behind truck, and you can see Calyx creeping up towards the bank position. Flit's going to sit pretty and just wait here. No reason to move until it's absolutely necessary. All angles check. Calyx's back still turned towards Flit, and Flit will clutch the round. A triple up for him. Recognize there might be some sort of play out of the monster control. The flashbang missed. The smokes have gone down on the CT side a little bit too late, though. It might siphon off the T-side forces into 2 different units, and Zentaris and Emor can divide and conquer. Zentaris comes up with another good kill. Flit trying to find Emor back over towards the short position past his smoke. Both individuals at the sandbags. Emor does not know as of right now. Flit is still hunting for it, sees the gun barrel, will struggle to get the headshot, but comes up with it in the end. 3 players alive for Eternal Fire. That bomb yet to commit out from Monster just yet, and James will start to make his move up. Flit makes it a second kill, looking for Zentaris with the triple. He's on 12 points of HP. He still gets a kill back on James, a triple for the man of his own right. Flit got to get a quadra clutch. He sees where one is, has no info on the second, will try plant open for it. Watson can swing with the AWP, get a leg shot off and equalize the HP numbers, eventually get a kill of his own. Hero AK sets up VP. As they're going to defend their equalizer standing, Flit can utilize it to decent effect. Get a second kill straight through the wall bang. Xcloud removed. As has Emor, a 5-on-3 gained by VP. Rifles that can get recovered by Kicker. Will it equate to a round now?
Mate, it's literally a Hero AK and 4 Glocks. If they win this, this would be insane. Eternal Fire have got to tighten up, and Flit's going to entry again.
And he gets a triple as well. Flit is fantastic. He's going for the quadra as well. Xantares can finally shut him down, and it leaves it all on the Glock and Eco players. AK recovered by Buster. Spotted as he crosses back away from the site. The M4 burst fire can't connect the headshots of his own. We'll see at least 2 players, maybe even the third man. That bomb's going to rotate back towards short, though. Is this a rotate to the A site? Is your Kinder going to buy a line in? No, they go back into that short control. So Xantares still with everything to do. Spots kicker, taps his head off, gets a pick back to a 3-on-2. It takes a lurker out. It's all left for James and Buster can't find the trade back. So once again, a 1-on-1 clutch.
AK without armor, difficult clutch to try and come through. Woxa going in for the wall bang, at least doing some early damage. Knows that he's still around here somewhere. Buster swinging out the right-hand side, and Woxa's gonna hit it. VP did so much damage in that one. And let's highlight Xantares again. Another 3K. That round they had a 5-on-2. Things look so promising.
If they're smart, they will take a look at what they achieved in that round. A wallbang kill, a 3K from Flit, 4 casualties overall against Eternal Fire, and all for the sake of 1 AK investment. They've got a bomb plant as well. Yes, they'll be gutted not winning the round itself, but in the grand scale of things.
Even checking that boost angle just in case anyone's walking through. They're going to walk out Monster, and Calix is there waiting for them. Deals with that first player, not quite the second.
Kindar trades back 4-on-4, but the flashbangs keep him away. Xantares gets back towards connector. James is ready for the orb. Shoulder scene, shot lands, and an advantage turns back to VP's favor again. Eternal Fire will clear out Monster in the interim. That bomb still left back at T-spawn, though. Buster on himself back outside of the bathrooms, keep himself together. Try and find that angle to pick back to a 3-on-3.
Just too aggressive, too much noise being made by Xantares, and now Woxic's going to have to try and deliver. 2 players close quarters to him, and he doesn't even know where either of them are. First pick in, and he actually goes back out from the bathrooms. He doesn't even jiggle out to Divider, because he could have been a dead man if he did that.
Rejoins X-Cloud and sets up the quiet defensive. A passive position being taken on the default for Virtus.Pro. 30 seconds, and they will start to form up to the B site. 2 players in it short, 1 man out of Monster. Emo is the man that takes Xantares' place here. The Waterbound looking at a bridge, perhaps. Hasn't got direct lines on towards the short position. He's going to be joined by his teammate here, second man of X-Cloud. Smoke down, and Emo gets caught off by Flit. His AK has come alive in the last couple of rounds. He'll get a bomb plant for it. It's a 3-on-2 VP up against the retaking CT forces, and X-Cloud will just in the bathrooms, and James says, no, you can't pull my move off.
Now getting that molly out to Divider for your Kinder, just starting to take some map controls. Xantares out in the open, huge off angle. Honestly, I look at that position and think when Woxic gets mollied and Divider, there's no way that they can trade. There's no way they can back up one another, and poor positioning means that Eternal Fire just lose that first player instantly.
You can imagine if they lose this round as well, it's be 16-13 for VP. The Eternal Fire economy is just not there for them. Flash forward, and Flit gets away with another kill on Woxic. Should have been an easy trade because that sailed right past his head. Barely even blinded. Flit was more blinded than he was. Cloud is back turn as well. The Divider does catch Flit on a trade, so that's one thing to respond with for Eternal Fire. It's a 2-for-1 that favors VP still.
And they just got no idea what's going on. They're thinking about gamble rotating back over to B, get a couple of players over. X-Cloud might even move too and just say, yeah, let's play 3 on B. A couple of smokes go down to try and defend. Less than 30 seconds. He's got to stay on A. That's the only way they can win this round.
20 seconds. VP going to start walking their way into the A site. X-Cloud looking to drop Buster in the bomb planter, but Buster gets the overwhelming frag, and that clears up the A site. Emo and Calix have got to save as we find ourselves on map point for Virtus.Pro. Eternal Fire on their minds. Did we mess this up? Did we just blow this series by not getting our own map pick here? As Emo goes down as well, it gets worse for Eternal Fire.
Yeah, doesn't look pretty at all. Even Calix might fall. And Kick It and James, yeah, they're low, but there's still a couple of players. They're peeking into the angle together. Calix on 10 points of health. I don't think anyone else from VP is going to get there in time to drop him, so it will be the M4A1S being saved in. Probably doesn't want to overextend and pick up an AK in case there's another player in Fountain or Party or even Park, just in case if he does push forward and lose that rifle. It's not worth it at all.
They have petered out towards the end of this map up. Guys like Flit have stepped up in the ways that Emo did in that last map. Xantares has been fantastic as well. It might not be enough for Eternal Fire as two players line up for Buster. He only gets the one kill. Yakinda's also low, so there's trade potential for the EF camp. Sentaro's got to find Flit though, and Flit is just on point.
Yeah, his entries have been fantastic on this T side, and he could even find a multi-frag. Needs to look out towards the sandbags.
Oh.
Easy kill onto X-Fan. That's probably the round done right here. 4v2, Eternal Fire, they've got to gamble. They've got to hope that one of these individuals can have a huge moment.
Watts is going to hit that first headshot, and he's unable to do so. James gets him. Calyx with a mountain of work to do with an impossible clutch, it feels like. There are 3 players tagged, so I don't want to call it too far out of the realm of possibility. You can just isolate them, that's the way forward. Flits the first man out towards this water position on short, and Calyx will win that first fight. Take some damage for it. The bomb's gone down, and Kicker is the next responder into this connector entrance. Calyx, if he gets the headshot on the man while retaining no damage to return, then maybe it's still on forward with making noise, though. Trying to bait in Kicker, looks away at the wrong moment, and that costs him 16-13. Virtus.Pro will find recovery on their opponent's map pick, and they'll take us to a third.